guys. So this is your girl Rose coming to you guys once again. Um and I want to talk about, you know, family, right? And the reason why I want to talk to you guys about family and just bounce my thoughts with y'all and is because I feel like a good majority of us, I mean, not me, but a good majority of people have this kind of misunderstanding of what family is in general. And based on my own understanding, based on my own experience, um, I feel like family is a frequency alone, it's a vibration. And as us human beings, we constantly evolving, we're constantly vibrating higher as time goes or vibrating lower. It depends. And but we're constantly growing and vibrating on different frequencies. Sometimes we're vibrating low, sometimes we're vibrating high, sometimes we're in the middle, you know. That's just how it goes. So I feel like family is a vibration, it's a frequency alone, right? And there's two different kind of vibration or two different kind of frequency of families, right? And that is your spiritual family and your physical family, right? And we all know a physical family, the people we were raised with, you know, of a sister, brothers, mother, father, or cousins and nieces and nephews and all that, right? Those are just terms, you know, to call that wish was at the time that someone made to make it, I guess, I feel like it's to make it harder to identify, but if y'all want to call it easier, so be it. To identify each category of members in your family, in the family, right? So, in the physical family, your physical family is those whom you grew up with, right? These are the people, once you were brought up into this realm of reality, you will immediately introduce to, or if you were the first, you were immediately introduced to your guardians, which are your father and your mother in this realm of reality. Or if you had siblings, you were introduced to them also. But if you were the first child, then you were the first one to be introduced to your brothers and sisters and all that, right? So when it comes to your physical family are just individuals alone. Just like you're an individual, they are individuals also. Now there's your mother and your father. The mother is the one who carried you as a light, right? And your mother is the one who received you and shaped you and brought you forth into this realm of reality. And their duties as guardian were to protect you and help you and guide you and teach you and raise you. I don't even like to use the word raise, but to cater to you until you go on into your own path, onto your own journey, right? And it's supposed to be a repeating cycle. And That's the job of your parents. Now your siblings are others individuals also. But your siblings are just individuals that are here to walk with you at a certain point in your destination, in your journey, basically. Your cousin, all those members in your family, right? They're supposed to walk with you at a certain point in your journey. Some are meant to be there along your journey. That means they are also your spiritual family, because I'm gonna get into that in a minute, but they're supposed to, you know, walk with you at a certain point. Now, some walk with you until on your whole journey. Some walk with you at a certain point. Some are here and there. No, it depends on what your spiritual journey is on this realm. In this realm, right? Excuse me. So that's that. That's one form of frequency that you vibrate with at a certain point in your life, in your journey. And depending on how well you were influenced by your guardians, how much experience you gain, how much understanding you've come up with, or you realized, how much wisdom you've gained, will determine if you are walking on the right path or the wrong path, the right road or the wrong road. Now, I'm saying the right road or the wrong road because we all have one true road that we're supposed to follow, and that is a true purpose, a true journey. And a lot of people end up taking the wrong road, and that is, because of different how do you call it again? Distractions, right? Because of different distractions that are set in the way, and whoever is weak spiritually will fall into the trap of those distractions and stay stagnated, and not advance to the position where they're supposed to advance, to be able to go through. And again, one thing, this is my thoughts, when it comes to a purpose on this realm, I feel like we're all supposed to be here to experience, again, a certain amount of experience and wisdom, and experience and deal with a karma, I guess, and finish paying the debt that we owe, to be able to and also develop all the skills, basically, that will help you as you move forward in your next life, in the next step, that you're supposed to take. And as human beings in this realm, we're supposed to gain that experience, wisdom, and be able to find out a true path, figure it out. And that's through elevating and evolving your spirituality, and become more aware and strengthen your soul, strengthen your spirit, so that any weapon that's set against you, any distractions, any demons that comes towards you to lure you back into a trap or keep you stagnated, you will not fall for, and you'll be able to move forward and accomplish whatever you were meant to accomplish here. Now, we all have different walks to take, and I know I'm kind of like all over the place, but bear with me. I will get into spiritual family in a minute. But we are all supposed to walk a certain road. We're all supposed to walk a different road. But when it comes to a spiritual family, right? A spiritual family are that frequency, those individuals who vibrate in the same frequency as you spiritually, that are here along with you on your journey, whether physically together or not. Now, some of us get to meet a spiritual family sooner than later, and some later than sooner. And a spiritual family are just those basically that vibrate in us, like I said, same frequency spiritually. And they are here to walk on the same path that you are on. But that path that you guys walk towards, right? You guys are still individuals, and you guys have gonna experience different experiences. You guys have to learn different lessons, gain different wisdoms, and depending on how close you guys get, as spiritual, as like-minded spirits, is how much you guys can influence each other and become stronger. Because, like they say, the stronger the number, the more power that's behind it. The stronger the frequency, the more powerful it is. So, if you guys get to be together, you guys are to help broaden one another perspective and grow and expand basically as y'all walk into your spiritual journey, so that the stronger the wave, the more powerful y'all will be able to knock down anything that's in your path, and nothing will break y'all. Individually, nothing will break y'all too if you're strong spiritually. But as a group, y'all will be more powerful than no one can ever imagine, and no one can break down your building, because your building will be made of sphere and all type of electrical and magnetic frequencies that will hold y'all down and hold y'all together like what's that thing? But that's beside the point. But y'all be strong, basically. And that's your spiritual family right there. And it brings me back to what I was saying, as far as like us having to walk different roads and have different experience and different wisdom. A lot of people get lost in someone else's road or circumstance or experience, or a lot of us do that because of attachment, unhealthy attachment, as I would say, because there are healthy attachment and there are unhealthy attachment. And unhealthy attachment are those attachments to people, places, and things that you know are not conducive to your health, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, your spiritual health, or your financial health. Having those unhealthy attachment, you will find yourself being stagnated and not able to move, or even if you move, you'll be moving at a slower pace and vibrating at a lower level, and you will be feeling more stagnated, or more holding on more than what you should. That's when you're having unhealthy attachment. When you feel as though you cannot be yourself, when you feel as though you cannot accomplish whatever you wish to accomplish, and when you pretty much feel down and because you are the only one who's in your mind. You're the only one feeling whatever you're feeling. And even if you tell somebody and you say, no, you're good, you're strong, you got it all together, and you all perfect, like you got everything good, and nothing can break you, like, nah, like, there's like we all, what's the word, I lost my train of thought, but basically, like, you know when you're having an unhealthy attachment is when you're doing something you don't truly want to, in your circumstance you don't truly want to be, you're in a situation you don't truly want to experience, you are doing something you don't truly want to, but you are doing it for the sake of either being liked because you don't like yourself, either being loved because you don't love yourself truly, either being known, aware of because you're not aware of yourself and you don't know yourself like that, either because of what you value more than you value yourself. That's when you're having a healthy attachment. And healthy attachment is when you are satisfied with what you have, when you are satisfied with who you want, with who you are, but you are thriving to be better and having the best and being the best that you ever was, but you are satisfied with who you are, and you don't look at yourself as less than or better than anybody or anything, and you look at yourself for who you are, and you love yourself, you accept yourself, and you cherish yourself because you know who you are and you know what you want, and you respect yourself and you value yourself more than anything else. So that's when you're having an healthy attachment, an attachment to yourself and your well-being. And basically, like I said, we all end up getting lost in someone else's mission, someone else's dream, someone else's road, someone else's, it's not bad to wander around and trying to peep and see how it is, how it feel. But once you get lost into that, to where's the you don't feel like going and finding your own road because you're scared to go by yourself and you need somebody to accompany you, or you want to stay because you feel comfortable where you at, even though it's not truly where you're supposed to be, but because you're not, you know, wise enough, you're not spiritually strong enough to understand who you are and what you meant to do or what you're supposed to do. You just staying because you're not aware, and you're just there and existing and just doing whatever it is that others throw at you or suggest to you based on what you truly know yourself, you see. So like I said, do not 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 get lost in someone else's reality. Do not. Like, when it comes to walking this path, to walking this spiritual journey that we on, right? A lot of us, not a lot of us, what am I saying? We're gonna, the stronger, the more you persist on fighting through those barriers. It's like if you in a in a locked room, right? And you're trying to get out, and you're planning on in your head how you trying to get out and things like that, and you end up thinking and imagining, right? And then you finally find a solution on how you're supposed to get out. And the moment you try to open, you're trying to get out because now you found the strength. You weren't scared anymore. You weren't, unwise anymore. And you gained the courage that you needed to be able to get past that door. And the moment you go towards the door is locked. And now you have to figure out what else you need to do to unlock the door. And once you end up unlocking that door, when you go outside, it's going to be another door. And it's going to be locked. And it's going to be another door. That's going to lead you to another room, until you finally get outside where you want it to be, where you're supposed to be at, to have more experiences and do whatever it is that you need to do. That's kind of how life is. And those doors being locked and things like that are just those distractions in your way, those people, placing things that comes in your life to knock you off your path, to blind you, to cover and lock you and keep you stagnated where you at, and not allow you to move forward, and allow you to stay wondering and you know, things like that. But they are just tests, to test how strong you are, to test how wise you are, to test whether or not you meant to open that door and unlock that door and find out what is behind. And once you open that door, it actually, you know, prep you to the tests that are behind that door, the things that you're gonna find and discover. So it's up to you whether, if the door is locked, you give up and decide to stay where you're at because you feel comfortable, or you bust down that door and knock it down and don't let nobody stop you. No thing stop you. And actually go where you're supposed to do, and go and do what you're supposed to do. Like, one thing I learned in this life through experiences, people do not care unless it benefits them. People do not care unless it benefits them. Why am I saying that? And a lot of us know that. Whether it's your so-called mom, dad, siblings, friends, acquaintances, they do not care unless it benefits them. And I'm gonna give you an example, because as an individual, even though you might know this person for a certain period of time, you would treat this individual that you know for a long period of time, differently than someone you just met. And the things you would do for this person you knew for a long period of time is different than what you would do to someone you just met. Now, what makes you think that way? What makes you do those things? Because if you want to know that person you knew now and they were an individual, you would treat them the same way you're treating that individual. So again, people do not care unless it benefits them. Now get that through your head. And I'm not even saying this to like make you feel no type of way, but I'm saying based on experience. People do not care unless it benefits them. Your mom, your father do not care if you want to become whatever you want to become, you want to do whatever you want to do, unless it's something they will agree with, or it's something that will benefit them, whether it's how people will view them, or whether it's what they wanted you to accomplish, or close to what they wanted you to accomplish. At the end, you will not do whatever you want to do unless they agree with it. Your friend, for example, they want to go out in a day and you don't want to go out. They will force you to go out with them, and you will agree with them because they're your friend. If another individual that you did not know were to ask you the same thing, you would not agree because you did not know them. Or you knew them a little, but you did not want to go. But you had the courage to let them know that you didn't want to go, but you didn't have the courage to let your friend know and get that through their head that you did not want to go where they wanted to go. Now, a lot of us do this, and it's so fucking wrong. And excuse my language, but it's wrong as fuck. And until you learn to not be two-sided and not be fake and be yourself, you will not find no type of peace. Whether you have a little bit of peace to where you can rest at night and get some good night, you think that is peace. But peace is when you have mental peace, emotional peace, spiritual peace. And you know how that feels like? That feels like you're free. If you don't feel like you're free, then you don't have no peace or whatsoever in your life. Whether is someone, like, if I have freedom and I still work a job, right, and I still work, or I still partake in certain activity, that's because I want to partake in those activities myself, not because someone else agree with me or someone else pushed me, but because I pushed myself and I agree with myself to partake in that activity. Now look at the things that you do in your day-to-day life. Look at the things that you partake in your day-to-day life. It's not something that you truly wanted to partake in. If it's not something that you truly wanted to do, then you do not have no peace or whatsoever, no matter what you think. And as long as you keep lying to others by lying to yourself and covering up the flaws, or the so-called flaws that you call flaws, or the bad side that you don't want people to see or notice and experience, those are part of you. And as long as it keeps locked in, you know how when you fill up a cup and you keep filling up the cup, and you clearly noticing that the cup is getting filled and filled, but you want to squeeze the water in that cup to make sure that all the water fits in it, but it will spill, or however, to where you won't be able to hold it anymore. And at a certain point in time, you will lash out, whether it's doing something stupid or doing something that is not in your favor, to where it bring you more pain and suffering than what you were supposed to experience if you were just to be yourself and be real. No matter how other people see you or view you or think of you, at the end of the day, it's about you. Because you cannot think about someone else. You cannot think of someone else's thought. You can only assume. You cannot think in you cannot see what other people see. You can only assume. You cannot feel what other people feel. You can only assume. Why go based on assumption instead of going with what is? What do you like? You are you. When you came out your mother womb, you were a light, one being, and you came out to experience your reality. You see things. You experiencing me right now. I'm not experiencing you. So, like, I don't understand. And I'm saying it, I actually do. Matter of fact, I lied. I understand, because I've been there myself, to where as though I've walked in so many people's shoes, in so many people's I've wandered and got lost in other people's road, in other people's experiences, to where as though I lost touch of myself, I lost touch of my true identity, I lost touch on my desires, or of my dreams and aspiration, of my path, what I was supposed to do and meant to do. I lost touch of who I was meant to be. I lost my powers. And I was experiencing things that were not in my favor over and over again, until I experienced so many circumstances that forced me to be aware of who I was, and knocked me on the head and told me to wake the fuck up and do what I'm supposed to do and meant to do. Because a lot of us, and I'm saying a lot of us, are meant to accomplish greater things. And I might be speaking right now, just, and whatever I'm saying, you guys might think I'm just talking to talk. No. This is real. This is truth. This is what is. Because I know. Now, you may not know, but I know. a lot of us are meant to accomplish great things. A lot of us are meant to be a leader. And some are aware of it. I do not know, but I know some are aware of it and some do not agree with it. And will go to great length to make sure that you do not accomplish whatever you were meant to accomplish, that will leave a big print, that will leave a big impact, a big influences in this realm that we live in. Whether those people are consciously aware of it or not. Because we are all guided by spirits and we are all influenced by different spirits. And some are influenced by positive spirit, whether they're aware or not. Some are experienced by negative spirit, whether they're aware of it or not. And there is an agenda to make sure that you are not following through and getting to your destination and accomplishing whatever you were meant to. And those spirits will work through people, places, and things to knock you off your path. Whether you agree with what I'm saying or not, that is what is. And I'm telling you, until you get touch of yourself, of who you are, you will never achieve whatever you were meant to achieve in this realm that we're in, and you will never be able to move forward to where you're supposed to be or where you're meant to be at. Because trust me, it doesn't just end here in this realm of reality. It doesn't just end here. That's why it's called the third dimension. There are other dimensions you're supposed to experience, but you can never truly experience because you are not wise enough and you do not know. And me, as whom I am, I'm meant to accomplish greater things. I'm meant to accomplish, I don't even want to get into it, but I know what my true purpose is. I know what I'm supposed to accomplish, and that is what I'm doing. And I chose, as I'm on my way, on the road that I'm taking, to record and share as I go along, to either to find my spiritual family to connect with, and also to help those that I'm meant to help, to touch those that I'm meant to touch, so they can hear the message they were meant to hear, to do what they were meant to do. For I am a guardian, which I'm going to get into in another video tomorrow, as far as us being guardian and what we're meant to do here. But I am a guardian. I am a student, and I am a teacher, and we all are those things. A spirit is a guide. A soul is a teacher, and a body is a student. Your unconscious is your guide, your subconscious is your teacher, and your conscious is your student. You are all those things experiencing this realm of reality and gaining the wisdom that you need to be able to move forward. But I know I kind of got all over the place. I was just, vibing with it. because I'm in a whole different level and a whole different frequency that y'all not aware of. And um it's wonderful, it's amazing to be in the known, to be aware and not misled, to have discernment, to be able to know and witness myself, to come up to my understanding. Because without discernment, you will get lost. And trust me, because I used to not have discernment. I used to have discernment, right? Because I was born with it. But I was so misled and taken off. And I don't even want to say that I was misled. Sometimes I was misled. But everything led me to where I'm at today. But I was misled, and it took me a shorter period, a longer time to get to the mindset that I'm in right now. I could have been in this mindset a long time ago, but I am here now, and I continue to be. But like I was saying, without discernment, you won't truly be able to know. You will always be in wonderland, just always wondering whether it's true or not, always wondering whether that's right or not, always wondering whether that's real or not. And I'm telling y'all, things are really imbalanced. The frequency of this, the universe is imbalanced. And it's a duty to get it back to its natural state by getting ourselves to a natural state. Natural state meaning be your true self, be your natural self. Natural does not just mean does not even mean, oh, you have to leave your hair out naturally the way it's meant to be, or you have to stay not wear clothes, or you have to live in a jungle, or you have to be natural, meaning know who you truly are, and be that. Be natural. Be yourself. And basically that's just what, as far as like when it comes to family, again, family are frequencies. And those that are not vibrating on your frequencies are just testing your life. They are just here to have a certain experience with you to be able to move forward where they were meant to go. And you can see that based on your own experience. You've had friends you were friend with and you will no longer friend with, but you gained certain experience with them that got you to where you at, and you met that got you to where you ended up going next, and you end up meeting new friends that got you, that you in either lost or that are still in your life. That's the same way when it comes. That's what family is. Family is frequency, the people that are in your life for a certain period of time that you vibrate at a certain point in time. And some vibrations, some frequencies, if that frequency is strong enough, is powerful enough, you guys are meant to vibrate on the same frequency and go on the same path. Some end up going on the same path for a long period of time, some for a shorter period of time, depending on what their journey is, and what they're supposed to experience. But the moment you get lost into that frequency and think that that's what is, then you're gonna start to experience a bunch of resistance and a bunch of circumstances. Your spirit is gonna start to throw things at you to where you're gonna have experiences that will show you who you were meant to be and what you were meant to do, whether you like it or not, because that's what is. And the universe does not do things in mistake. The universe does not make mistake. We do. We do. By partaking in the wrong things, by not being a natural self, by not being a true self, by always going against what is when we mess up. And then a lot of us start to blame the what is for things that are happening in your life or that are happening in the world. No. The what is balance. It's free. It's natural. And you are a reflection of it. You are a part of it. You are a god of it. I mean, not of it. What am I saying? You are a god. A goddess. A powerful being. And we cannot identify what you are as the what is, because it's a higher frequency which has no name. And it's even disrespectful when a lot of people call it God, because God is a mediocre name. It's a 3-letter name for this 3D realm. And we just need to be more wise. That's what it is. Wisdom is key. Now, I'm going to leave it as that for tonight, for today. And you guys have a peaceful, wonderful day, night, and accomplish whatever you wish to accomplish. And don't let nobody break you down or take you off your path or bring you down or do any kind. Because if you allow it, you allowed it. Because you are in control. And anything that is happening is because of you. Peace, y'all.